now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Priority is being given to historical sites as the country upgrades key touristic zones in the capital. Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm LaDawn Davis. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news tonight, thousands of visitors to the Bahamas not only capture historical sites of the city, but many of them tour these unique outlets. To ensure that the Bahamas is viewed in a positive light and to preserve these facilities for future generations, the government is now looking at ways to properly maintain historical sites throughout the capital. Prime Minister Perry Christie says his government will not allow historical buildings to be destroyed or to fall in disrepair.
This will extend in the immediate future to Fort Castle, which is one of the most visited heritage sites in our country, with recording approximately 1 million annual visitors. We will restore the area inclusive of the Queen's Staircase and the Water Tower, which has been closed for over 10 years. Collins House, though in need of significant repairs, still retains structural integrity and will be restored and renovated to become the National Museum. The Fort Charlotte complex on West Bay Street is the largest single heritage attraction in the city of Nassau. We plan to bring life to it for Bahamians and tourists alike through historic military pageantry unlike anything to be found anywhere else in the country.
Now, with millions of cruise ship passengers flocking to our shores and to downtown, efforts to showcase the best the Bahamas has to offer in this area are also underway. The mass beautification of the city continues as the wheels are now in motion to enhance the overall appearance of downtown. Several key players involved in this project are optimistic that the plan will bring about notable changes to the city. Transforming the city of downtown Nassau into a tourism mecca filled with cultural wonders and architectural charm has been the goal of the Downtown Nassau Partnership team for many years. So far, the Pompey Square Woods Rogers Walk and the Bay Street Green Space beautification have been completed. Co-chair of the Downtown Development Project, Vernice Walking, says plans for Phase 2 are well underway.
Phase involves some things in Russell Square, fingers crossed. That will again, because that is a square, there's an opportunity to again have people be able to look straight through from Bay Street to the waterfront. So we're looking at how we can incrementally do the individual phases of the redevelopment project.
But that's only a taste of what's to come for this touristic zone. Managing Director of the DNP, Ed Fields, says improving public transportation is also on the to-do list.
Plans are also well underway to enhance public transportation in the city of Nassau with the implementation of park and ride facilities and reducing the congestion and resultant impact in the downtown area caused by the volume of buses traversing the area. The idea was embraced wholeheartedly by the Prime Minister and Minister of Transport Glenys Hannah Martin and Minister of State Hope Strachan. I assure you all that now that we have completed this project, our full attention will be given to the implementation of the downtown shuttle.
With the assistance of the public and the private sector, the Downtown Nassau Partnership team plans to raise roughly $4.5 million to beautify Bay Street and historic downtown Nassau. Prime Minister Perry Christie says to assist in this venture, the government has extended the Downtown Revitalization Act
to ensure that the revitalization continues on track. The government has just extended the Downtown Nassau Revitalization Act aimed at stimulating and supporting downtown investments through the provision of tax concessions and incentives. In this connection, I am pleased to announce that I will be meeting with executives of EDOR on Monday towards moving forward and strengthening the government's involvement in the redevelopment of the city of Nassau.
In other news, this Sunday, the National Insurance Board should have a new director soon. Labor and National Insurance Minister Shane Gibson says this vacant post should be filled within 2 weeks or the first working day in July. That person will replace Algernon Cargill, who served as NIB's director for the past 4 years. Cargill was terminated in May for gross misconduct following a forensic investigation.
I tell you what, we've already narrowed down the search for the director to an individual that we want to talk to. We have not concluded signing an agreement or contract with them yet. And so hopefully we should be able to meet with that individual over the next couple of weeks. And we're hoping that in 2 weeks' time, Mr. Cargo's replacement will be in office. Fortunately for us, we were able to identify a very competent individual to spearhead our Human Resources Department, Mr. Abraham Butler. I think he formerly worked at Ansbach, I believe, and then he worked at BTC for a while. He worked at Water and Sewage. He was general manager, I believe, at Water and Sewage. He was HR at BTC for a while, and also the deputy general manager. And he started last week, Monday, as our deputy director in charge of human resources.
The national airline is likely to see some changes in the near future. The board and management of Bahamas Air are reviewing the company's business model to help reshape the airline's direction in order to provide additional services and implement cost-saving measures. Already $20 million has been allocated in the new budget to help support Bahamas Air's operations. Minister responsible for the airline, Philip Davis, in his budget communication, said Bahamas Air is suffering from high labor costs, an aging fleet, escalating fuel costs, and a commitment to unprofitable domestic routes. The airline is also battling competition from smaller local private carriers and from low-fare international airlines servicing the Florida market. To help improve services for Bahamas Air, the government agreed in its last budget to purchase a third 120-seat Boeing 737 500-jet aircraft. One local carrier can boast of improved business into the islands. Lee Air provides services into several family islands, and officials feel the airline continues to hold its own. Our Julian Gibson spoke to airline station manager in St. Andros, McCollin Stubbs, on the way forward.
Business has been relatively good. Ever since Lee Air has came in here, which is about 4 years ago, we have co-sponsored the Crab Fest event, and we have worked closely with the committee, and it has been very well.
How many flights you all did in here?
We did on an average 6 to 8 flights a day.
Outside of Crab Fest, how is business for Lee Air coming in town?
Well, about 4 years ago, we had an airline that did scheduled flights in here, and they had discontinued it. People wanted scheduled flights, and so Lee Air came in and we provided the people in Central Andros with that service, and from we've been in here, business has been relatively good.
Moving forward, what plans for Lee Air, bringing in more fleet?
Well, since we've started scheduled flights, we're now in the Mangrove Key, we're in the Greater Abu Key, and who knows? We're just into providing good service to the Bahamian people. Lee Air is the oldest charter service at the Lyndon Pinnon Airport today. And I think we should do very well in the future.
Stay close. We've got more news right after this.
Like politics and Junkanoo, religion plays a fundamental part of Bahamian culture. For me, I grew up in church. My activities as a youngster revolved around church, from scouts to the youth group to the sporting activities. I even attended a church school. And it's all helped to shape me and mold me into the person that I've become. And it all goes to show the influence that the church has in Bahamian society. As Bahamians, we love to open everything with prayer. We're always quoting biblical scriptures. And anytime there's any festivities, a church service is a part of it. And we live in a world where people are prosecuted for their religion. But as we celebrate our 40th independence anniversary, I'm most proud of the freedom to worship in whatever denomination it may be, whether it be Roman Catholic, Baptist, Adventist, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, Jumpa, or for me, Anglican.